testimony. Mr. Keohane, as I mentioned in my statement, the Army has an interesting pilot program, the Future Soldier Prep Course, which takes recruits who may not do well on the test or the physical aspects of the process and puts them in a pilot program, develops them, and then if they do make those tests, enlist them in the military. And we also know anecdotally from some recruiters that there are some very talented individuals, particularly first-generation Americans, who may not be as good a tester, but they would be excellent soldiers. So do we have to think about the standardized test? Should we reconsider their use? Maybe it should be just one tool, not the tool. Your comments?
Senator, I completely agree. I think at this point, everything should be on the table. I think we're at the point in which we need to consider all new approaches. We want to make sure that we are not lowering our standards, yet being able to provide an opportunity for anyone who wants to serve and is eligible to serve, meets the stringent requirements, has that opportunity. If confirmed for this position, Senator, I would work with my team and the services and indeed this committee on resolving that issue immediately.
Thank you. We spend a lot of money on advertising. I don't have a feeling that we really understand it as well as some other large enterprises, nor do we track it as well. Is that something that would be of interest and concern to you?
Yes, sir. I think it's on the top of my list. Just personally, I think we need to really look at doing things differently. I think technology has not been embraced necessarily in that particular recruiting environment. We need to readjust, perhaps really engage heavy with some of the technology. If it means coming back to this committee for additional guidance and approvals and authorizations, we need to be prepared to do that.
Okay. And then again, we're fighting a difficult battle because the demographics of the country continually reduce the pool of eligible individuals. So every year you're looking at essentially a smaller potential group of enlistees, and we have to recognize that, and we have to try means to enlarge that pool, and I hope you can do that or will do that.
Yes, sir. My previous boss used to always refer to us as saying we need to fish in different ponds, and I think we need to do that. Our traditional use along the department to recruit amongst the same similar southern states, we need to adjust that. We need to look and make sure we're representing the entire country.
Thank you very much. Director Guertin, as you know, we're having a problem building ships on time, and within budget, we're also having significant difficulties in maintaining ships. With only a few exceptions, nuclear-powered submarines are maintained by the 4 Navy shipyards at Portsmouth, Norfolk, Puget Sound, and Pearl Harbor. And then we have private shipyards that deal with most of our surface craft. But the Shipyard Infrastructure Optimization Program, SIOP, which I mentioned, it's a 20-year, $21 billion effort. It's absolutely critical. We need it. In fact, we don't have 20 years. We've got to move very, very quickly. The poster child for this whole issue is the USS Boise that's been tied up since, I think, 2017, waiting for maintenance, denying us a nuclear-powered submarine, an attack submarine in the fleet. So do you have ideas what we can do to expand our capacity quickly?
Senator, this is a topic of immense interest to me. Having worked at several of those shipyards you mentioned and having a strong connection with the shipbuilding community, I want to make sure that we aggressively pursue any method we can, but one of our biggest problems is the workforce, attracting and retaining skilled tradescrafts and engineers that we need in order to get them out to the waterfront so we can build these ships and maintain them on time. Our ships don't do us a lot of good in port and dry docks. They need to be able to respond to the nation's needs, and it is my commitment to make sure that that is aggressively pursued and improved.
One of the ironies here is you're competing against Mr. Keohane, and I don't think that should be lost upon us because we're looking for essentially the same dedicated, motivated, skilled young man or woman to go into the shipyards as we are to go into the service. So We have to do that, but I can't emphasize enough the criticality of accelerating and expanding our shipyard's capacity, because it's nice to have a number of X number of ships, but when only a fraction of them can go to sea, we're fooling ourselves. Thank you very, very much, gentlemen. Senator Wicker, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Guertin,